Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Week 6 highlights of UTL. This week, we are on the shortest track of the entire circuit, Bow Dirt Short. We're doing 80 laps on this monster. Coming into this week, Dan Gibson on a 2-week win streak, hoping to catch Ian with his 3 wins. Dan only 6 points behind Ian in second place. Andy 3 points behind Dan in third. Scott 1 point behind Andy. Alex 11 points behind Scott, and then Hunter 1 point behind Alex. Those are the standings coming into this week. Isaac in 7th. He's actually taking a short break from UTL, so he will not be participating in this race either. Bow Dirt Short, like I said, super short track. 4 turns, all slightly different, and it's going to be a battle of stamina and a battle of willpower and mental concentration. Small mistakes, as you see Dan bumping the inside corner on turn 3 there on the first lap, are going to put you behind a little bit, but they are overcomable. There are 80 laps on this thing after all. In the early going, you're going to see Hunter Howe jump out to the lead. You got Andy, you got Ian, you got Alex up until he bumped that outside corner. And that fourth turn, that turn number 4 coming into the start-finish line, is really the trickiest one of the bunch. Turn 1 coming off that straight is also, it's hard to get quite enough speed off there. But you can see that fourth turn, Hunter also having a little trouble there. He's going to fall back, and that's going to give the lead right now to Ian. Hunter running very well in second place. And then Dibbs making up some room there in third, although having some trouble in that fourth corner. That's going to put him behind once more into last place. So what's going to happen after about 4 or 5 laps here is that we're going to kind of settle into routine with Ian and Hunter up front. Dibbs making up some room, putting the pass on Scott there on turns 1 and 2. And trying to catch up to that second chasing group of Andy and Alex right now. They battle through turn 4. Scott with slightly better speed through that straight, but turn 1 and turn 2 go back to Dibbs. Dibbs taking that 5th place spot. And the two of them looking to make up some room, as Alex getting a little bit loose on these first couple of laps. He's bumped a couple of times. That's lost him a few seconds here and there. That's going to put him in the fight now for 4th between him and Dibbs and Scott. Andy also slipping up a little bit, and that's going to put all 4 cars all within probably half a second of each other at this point. Scott's going to fall back a little bit here, and that's going to make this race for 3rd between 3 cars. Alex with the lead right now. Andy and Dibbs very close behind. Up in front, running very well, both Ian and Hunter not making many mistakes, not giving opportunities to let this pack catch up to them. Alex, as you saw, in the lead of this pack, but once again, just getting loose here and there, bumping the inside wall, bumping the outside wall, costing him the half second here and there. That's going to put him kind of in this dogfight for 3rd place. Scott also making several mistakes and just running a lap time that's slower than these other guys, being potentially a little too cautious, a little too safe on those turns, and not quite getting the time and lines that these guys are. And so what you're going to see here is Ian and Hunter in front, Alex, Dibbs, and Andy all fighting for 3rd place. And they're going to be trading that 3rd place back and forth lap after lap. Alex running better lap times. You can see him kind of get out in front when he needs to. And it's only those small mistakes that really cost him and put him behind Dibbs and Andy. The group strings out a little bit now. Scott has fallen quite a ways back in the last position. and the nerves have kind of settled down a little bit. Alex running cleanly, Dibbs running cleanly, both of them fighting with each other for that position. Andy having a little bit more trouble keeping up with the group. Alex again making a mistake on turn 3, can't quite get that speed. And the three of these guys now getting into it as Dibbs catches up with Hunter, who has been slowing down a little bit on these early laps. Dibbs and Alex both going to catch Hunter, both going to go by him. Coming into turn 3 and into turn 4, Alex once more with the bump on the outside. That's going to let Hunter by. And a few laps later, on lap 16, you're going to see Alex take that upper groove on turns 3 and 4, get by Hunter once more for that third position. Lap 32, Scott. Things go from bad to worse as he loses acceleration for a little bit, lets Ian by. He is lapped. Andy also putting up some good times. He's going to pass Hunter on the 32nd lap. 5 laps later, Hunter fighting back, looking at that better turn 4 line. He's going to go by Andy, and that's going to take us to halfway through the race. Here you see Ian. This is Scott, 1 lap down in last place, then Dibbs, then Alex. There is Hunter and Andy, and you see Ian again coming around for the next lap. Alex challenging for second place a few laps after midway. He is right on the tail of Dibbs, just waiting for Dibbs to make a mistake. And you can see that he's a little bit faster in turns 3 and 4. Gets by Dibbs, but Dibbs a little bit better on turns 1 and 2. And so Dibbs staying out in front of him just that little bit. Alex can't quite close the gap on turn 3 and 4 there. He's going to stay in third. Dibbs is going to stay out in front for second place. Ian leading them all. Andy behind them, challenging Hunter for 4th place. He's going to make the pass. A couple of laps later, I believe on this lap here, as they're both kind of all over the racetrack. Andy getting the line on turn 3 and 4, going to get out a little bit in front of Hunter, who gets a little bit loose on that turn into start-finish there. But then, 3 laps later, Andy looking to lap Scott, bumps that outside on turn 4. Tricky turn 4. Hunter's going to go by, only to give up that 4th position 2 laps later, as Hunter just a little slow through turn 4, and then turn 1, Andy takes advantage, goes right by on lap 62. 2 laps later, Hunter looking to catch back up, bumps that outside on turn 4, loses a good chunk of time. That's going to give Andy a good buffer. Lap 65, Andy finally looking to pass Scott, gets a little loose off of the start-finish, flips over. Hunter's going to go by. He loses that 4th position. Ian's going to go by. He's going to get lapped. That puts him down quite a bit. Lap 71, Alex challenging again for second place, right on the tail of Dibbs. They are within a car length of each other. Can't quite get him yet. 2 laps later, Andy fighting very strongly, going to get back on the lead lap as he passes Ian, and you see in the background there, Dibbs and Alex fighting hard. We're going to go to some last lap action here. Andy and Hunter, very tight. Both have lapped Scott now. Andy makes the pass on Hunter on turn 3. Coming into turn 4, he holds it going into the last lap, only to lose it on turn 1. Can he get it back? They go through the checkpoint coming into turn 3. Hunter with the advantage. He goes a little bit high, and he's going to bump that corner. Andy's going to go by at the last second and secure 4th place up front. This is what we were looking at that very last lap. Dibbs through the checkpoint on Ian, gets a little bit high on turn 3, can't quite close that gap. Ian is going to win his 4th victory of the season. Dibs so close behind. Alex only seconds behind Dibs as they go 1, 2, 3. As we saw the fight behind them, Andy passes Hunter at the very last second to take 4th place. Hunter in 5th, Scott with a dismal day in 6th place. That's going to be your order for this race. And Ian back in the driver's seat. That's going to give him his 4th win. Dibs has 2 and comes in 2nd, so still going very strong. A very good showing for Alex as well. That's a 3rd place finish for him. That's a lot of points. He's going to catch up a good bit of ground on Scott and some on Andy. Andy in 4th, holding his own. Hunter in 5th, Scott in last. We will see you again next week at the Narrows. Should be interesting, folks.